Hi and welcome to my channel. In this video we are going to draw this kind of storage cabinet for documents, and we are going to use sheet metal command from command manager, and to do that click on file, new part. First thing that we are going to make is the side wall from the cabinet. But first, if in your SolidWorks also is missing the tab sheet metal, you need to activate it. So right click here, tabs sheet metal, and we are going to start to sketch on front plane. I will use few lines, and I'm going to add few dimension, 450. Then we need here 25 and here 10 millimeters. Then I will select all lines, click mirror entities. I'm going to sheet metal now, base flange 420 one direction, second direction 420. Then we need 1 millimeter material thickness. The direction should be inside of this line, and we are going to use 0.50 millimeters radius, and we are going to take K factor 0.15 for this kind of and this thickness of material. Then we are going to click OK. For material specification, we are going to use galvanized. The next thing that we are going to do is to create two edge flange. For measurement origin, we are going to use inner virtual sharp, and we need to select the other side of our model and click OK. Then we are going to take again edge flange. Then we are going to use to create the from this line. Now we are going to use material outside. We'll take offset 0.1. Again, measurement origin inner virtual sharp, and this should be 15 millimeters. Click OK. Just don't forget the other side, like me. We can check the dimensions from here to here to be sure that this is 25 millimeters and that we are drawing and modeling the correct way. I'm going to measure also this distance here. The normal distance have to be 2.1. I'll change this edge flange, edit future, and I'm going to select material inside. Click OK. The next thing that we are going to do, one more time edge flange, (23.5). Use outer virtual sharp, and here we need bend outside. That's the difference between these two options. We don't need offset now. Click OK. Now I'm going to sketch on this surface here. Merge result. And we need to use closed corner options. For corner type we need underlap. Now looks okay. If you see this kind of corner, it's not allowed in production, and for that we are going to edit this feature and select open bend region and click OK. Now we are going to use mirror options. Easy way to find it is in a Feature Command Manager. Use mirror from this arrow here. We are going to use right plane, and for future we need this tab here and closed corner. I'm going to click full preview and be sure that everything will be fine. Click OK. Now we can save this document. For that, click File, Save. Then you will get this type of window. We will name it Side Wall Right. And we will click Save. Now we are going to make one more edge flange on this side of the model. We need 21.4, and the other things we are going to leave like they are. Now we are going to sketch on this surface. And from this point here, we're going to make one rectangle. This will be 25 millimeters. And the other one is going to start somewhere here. And we are going to merge these lines here, collinear. And this one have to be 21. Then go in Feature, Extrude Cut, 5 millimeters is okay. Click OK. Now I'm going to sketch on this surface again. We need to start from somewhere here. I will first make some relations. Collinear, collinear. This is going to be 25. And this line here is going to be collinear with this here. Then we need to go in Extrude Cut, 2.1 millimeters. And click OK. Now we are going to use closed corner. Also from this side, first select this here and click OK. Everything looks fine. Save the document. The next thing that we need to do is on the top side over the side wall. We need to make one edge flange. It's going to be 24 millimeters long. And we're going to let the other options like that and click OK. Now on the bottom, -22.5 millimeters, -1, and click OK. We are going to change this here to 20.5 because it's too long, 21. Now again edge flange, to this direction, but 15 millimeters. Everything like now, the options, and we are going to make fillet here, 3 millimeters, this side also. The next thing that I want to draw is one sketch here. We need one rectangle. This is going to be collinear. Also this here. Sheet metal, base flange, merge results, 1 millimeter. And of course I'm going to make mirror, right plane, click OK. Save the document. Now I'm going to use fillet one more time. Also in sheet metal we have a break corner option, and here we can select of if we are going to make a chamfer or fillet. This is going to be radius 1.5, and I'm going to select this edge here, this corner, or also from this side. Click OK. Save the document. The last thing that we need to do on this model is few holes for the screws that we are going to use to connect the other parts of this cabinet. Now I'm going to make hole wizard on this surface. We need tap drill M5, ISO standard 5 millimeters. Then I need position. I will add 1, 2, 3 here. I need the middle or origin point. I'm going to merge this point and this line here, and I'm going to add one dimension, 15 millimeters. And then I'm going to add few more dimensions, 110, 110, and I'm going to merge these points and make them in a horizontal line. Then mirror the points and click OK. Now I'm going to add few more holes on the back side. Hole wizard. All options are same, tap drill, M5. 10 millimeters or 5 millimeters. Hole position, we're going to draw 1 point. Here we need 12.5. From here to here we need 20. And I'm going to use linear sketch pattern 7 times 110, and entities to pattern. Select this point here. I'm going to do 8 times and click OK. The next holes are going to be on this side here. Everything is the same. We're going to add one hole here, 30 millimeters. From here to here is 7. Then select this point, linear, select this line here. We need 9 and 90 or something. Change direction, and we're going to add one more dimension from here to here, 30. Then I'm going to select, first I'm going to draw one center line, then select these points here, this line mirror entities, and there on the other side also. I'm going to click OK. The next thing is hole wizard on this surface. Everything same, we need one point, change direction 4, click OK. I'm going to add one dimension here, 7 millimeters, one dimension here, 80, and one dimension from here to here, 30. Click OK. This side is going to be 30.5. And one more time, hole wizard on this surface here. I'll add one point here, then some dimensions, 104.5. Here we need 21. Then I'm going to use linear sketch pattern, select this point first. Then we can use this line to make the direction, and we need 4, 154. Click OK. And we need one more point here. Select these 2 points and make them vertical. And from here to here we need 179. Then use center line. Select all points, this line, and mirror entities. Click OK. Everything is just fine. We are finished with the right side of the cabinet storage. Now we are going to make the left side. The left side is a mirror from the right side. And to make the left side, we're going to select this surface here and search for mirror command in search command panel and click mirror part. Then we are going to select break link to origin part, and we are going to click OK. Then we are going to click yes, and there is our left side. Only thing that we need to do is to add material one more time, or just change it like me, and save the document. In this folder here, we have all commands that we made for drawing the right side. Only now they're mirrored and they're looking a little bit different. The next thing that we are going to draw is the top side of the storage cabinet. We are going to start sketch on front plane. First use one center line. Then we are going to do few lines, add few dimension, 19, and this will be 400. Then I'm going to select all lines and click mirror. Then in sheet metal, both length tab, we need 224 one side. Also second direction is the same length, 1 millimeter thickness, radius we can make it 0.5, K factor 0.15, and just check the direction. Here we see that we need to reverse the direction because I want outside to be 400, and click OK. Now from the back side we are going to do edge flange. And the other parameters, let it just like here. Click OK. Now we need closed corner. We're going to use this option. And of course, select open bend region. Also from this side. Click OK. Then we need to make few holes on this side. We need tap drill, M5, and just make one point here. Then use linear sketch pattern, change the direction 4 times. I will write just 50 now, and I want them from here to here 14, and from here to here 30 millimeters. Then I will select this point here and this edge also 30. Click OK. Then this side, again hole wizard. Now we need screw clearance, M5 normal, position, one time here, and then click escape, linear sketch pattern, change the direction 54 times, click OK. We need from here to here 80, and this will be 14, and here 30. We are going to change end condition true all. click OK. I'm going to add material. Save the document. Top part. And click Save. I'm going to close this document and create a new document. The next thing that we are going to design is the bottom side of our storage cabinet. For that we need to sketch on front plane. Of course, first one center line. We are going to draw few lines and then add few dimension. So first we need add dimension here, 450 millimeters. Then here we need 27. This will be 87. Then this is going to be 26. This is here 24. And also select these two lines and make them equal. Then we are going to select all lines, click mirror entities, sheet metal base flange, 225 one direction, also the other direction will be the same. Here we need to click reverse direction and click OK. Now we need to make hem 80 millimeters, K factor 0.50. I'm going to select this line here and this edge line here, and I'm going to click OK. Then we are going to add few clearance holes on this surface here. Use hole wizard, screw clearance M5. We are going to make them through all. I'll just make 1 point here, and then I'm going to use linear sketch pattern, 110 millimeters 4 times. So 5 times, click OK. I'm going to add few more dimensions, 5 millimeters, 5 millimeters, and from this point to this line here we need 15. Click OK. The next thing is to cut some of the faces here. You're going to sketch on this face, going to create one rectangle, add few relations, this line and this line here collinear. I'm going to create one center line now, starting from this point. Select all lines, use mirror entities, and we need one more rectangle from here to here somewhere. I'm going to add a relation between these two lines, collinear, also between these two lines, collinear. And I'm going to use in future extrude cut 1.5 millimeters and click OK. Normal cut. Then I will select this cut extrude and use mirror, and I'm going to use front plane. Everything looks fine. Then I'm going to create few edge flange. Change direction for this one. Then the other side also. Also check direction for this one. They're looking just fine. 25.5 millimeters. Here is everything, okay, and click OK. I'm going to use flatten to be sure that everything is going to work for production. I'm going to change material specification. I'll use galvanized. And now I need to create few more holes. I'm going to create on this surface. Better I'll use hole wizard. Now we need tap drills. M5 blind 10 millimeters is okay. I'll add 1 point here, 1 point here, and 1 point here. Then I'm going to create one center line. I'll add one relation between these 3 points. They are going to be horizontal. And from here to here we need 12.5. Between these 2 points we need 62.5. From this edge here to this point we need also 12.5. And from this center line to this point 60.5. Going to select these 3 points, this center line, and click mirror entities. Click OK. I'm going to use rebuild. And we need few more holes on bottom of this sketch. I'm going to select this surface, hole wizard, tap drill, and here we need M8. 10 millimeters is okay. I'm going to create few points here and add few relations. Then between these two horizontal, also between these two horizontal. Now I'm going to add few more dimensions. 13 millimeters. Then from this line here to this point we need 12. Between this point and this point we need 61. And between these two holes or points we need 79. Then I'm going to create few center lines. I'm going to select this center line and these 3 points and use mirror. Then I'm going to select these 8 points, unselect this line and select this here center line. Again mirror entities and click OK. One more time rebuild. And that's everything for the bottom side of the storage cabinet. Save the document. Bottom part. Click save. And I'm going to close this document and create a new document. Now we are going to draw backside of the cabinet storage. We're going to sketch on front plane and we are going to use center rectangle. I'm going to add few dimension 450 and this side is going to be 870 millimeters. I'm going to use both flange 1 millimeter and click OK. Then I'm going to use break corner 5 millimeters radius and I'm going to select these 4 edges here. and click OK. We need few more holes here now. Screw clearance M5, and I'm going to add first one point here. I will add few dimension, 20 millimeters, 12.5. Then I will select this point and use linear sketch pattern 8 times. For direction I'm going to use this line here, and I'm going to add dimension 110. Click OK. Now I need one point here. Also add few dimension first, 7 millimeters, and here we need 55. Again select this point, linear sketch pattern 4 times 40, and then add one more dimension here, 55. I'm going to use construction line and select this point from this side and this line here, mirror entities. I'll change the direction of this line, and I'm going to create few more points here. They have to be horizontal. I'm going to add few more dimension, 13 millimeters. Then from center line to this point we need 60.5. From this point to this point we need 90, and from this point to this point 62.5 millimeters. Select all 3 points and the center line, and use mirror entities. And just before we click OK, I'm going to change this to 89.5 millimeters and click OK. I'm going to add material, edit material. I'll use galvanized, and I'm going to save this document, back side. Save the document. Now I'm going to close this document and create new part or new document. The new part is going to be the cover of the top side, and start a new sketch on front plane. Now we're going to create first one rectangle, center rectangle, add few dimension. Here we need 450, and from this side we need 397 millimeters. Go in future, extrude both base. This has to be 25 millimeters, and click OK. I'm going to sketch on this side now. Going to rotate. To rotate the part, you need to hold the Alt command, and on the wheel on the mouse, one click, and you will get this option. Then create one center line. I'm going to add one corner rectangle here and make the sides symmetric. Then I need one dimension, 350, and this going to be 10 millimeters. I'm going to create one more rectangle from this side. These two lines are going to be equal. Then from this side I need 20 millimeters, and from this side I need 70 millimeters. I'm going to select this rectangle and this center line and click mirror. Then in future extrude cut 18.5 millimeters. Click OK. I'm going to add radius now. Fillet 5 millimeters here and here. And click OK. Then I'm going to add material. It's going to be granite. You can find it in appearance, then in stone, architectural, and granite. But first select all the features and save the document. Cover top, click save, close the document and open a new part. The next part that we are going to design is the drawer, and we are going to start to sketch on front plane. First we need one center line, and we are going to draw a few lines. This is going to be 375. This here is 139. Then we have 10 millimeters, and this side is 8 millimeters. Use mirror entities and go in sheet metal, base flange. Then here we need 222.5 millimeters, and also the other direction is the same length. We're going to use 1 millimeter thickness and just check the direction. We're going to click reverse direction. 0.15 is our K factor, and click OK. Now we need edge flange on this side, 149 millimeters. The other parts are going to be like here. Click OK. Then we need to sketch on this surface. I'm going to create two tabs. This line and this line is collinear, and we need to add one dimension here, 1 millimeter. I'm going to create one center line or line for construction. Select everything, use mirror entities, and go in sheet metal, base flange, merge results, and click OK. Now we need to create one hem. It's going to be here, 45 millimeters. Edit hem. Change these 2 points first. And now add one dimension, 1.5 millimeters. Also from this side, 1.5. Finish. Now I'm going to add edge flange here, 20 millimeters, but I will first edit this flange profile. This line has to be collinear with this surface here. Because of this error, I have to change this profile here. Right click edit, edit hem, and I'm going to make this 1.6. Also the other side. and finish. Now is everything fine. I'm going to use mirror options, right plane and edge flange, and go in future, mirror, click OK. Now we're going to make one more edge flange on this side. It's going to be 138 millimeters. We're going to edit the profile. From this line to this line is 1.6, and also from the other side, first move this point a little bit and then 1.6 millimeters. Finish. Then we are going to add two more things here. First, edge flange, 20 millimeters. Also this side here. Click OK. And I'm going to add fillet, break corner 5 millimeters on every sharp edge. Click OK. Now I'm going to sketch on this surface here. Going to add first few center lines. Then one rectangle. Symmetric. Then here I'm going to write 125, and here we need 50.25. I'm going to use extrude cut and 10 millimeters. Then I'm going to add fillet one more time on this edge here, but now 2 millimeters. And click OK. Now I'm going to sketch on this surface here. I'm going to add two circles. They're going to be vertical and symmetric between this construction line. They has to be 4 millimeters. I'm going to make them equal, and from here to here I need 7 millimeters. And between these 2 points, 20 millimeters. I move now on this side. Also 2 circles, vertical. Going to select them both, and this circle to here I make them equal. Then I'll make them vertical, already vertical. Again, symmetric. Seven millimeters, and between these 2 points 100. I'll go in extrude cut. I use through all both direction and click OK. I'll make some change first because of this here. Edit feature, 5 millimeters, and the other side I'm going to use up to next, or up to surface better, and I'm going to select this surface and I'll click OK. Now it looks better. I need few more holes here. First we need one center line. From here to here we need 70 millimeters. Then I'm going to make one circle, 3.3 millimeters, and I'll select this circle and make linear sketch pattern, change direction for 136 millimeters and click OK. I'll add one dimension here and one dimension here. Extruded cut through all, OK. Save the document, drawer 150 millimeters. And before I close this document, I'm going to edit material. I need galvanized. Again, save the document. And before I close this document, I need to save it again. Save as drawer 200 and click save. Now I'm going to change this here. This is going to be 199. Also this side is going to be 189 millimeters. I'm going to click rebuild the document. Also this side we need 188 millimeters. Again rebuild the document. And we need to change this here to 95 millimeters. And one more time rebuild the document. Other dimensions are just fine. And save the document. I'm going to close this document, create new part, and start to sketch on front plane. Now we are going to create one rectangle. It's going to be 149 and 49 from this side. Then in future create extrude both base, blind and 17 millimeters. Click OK. Now I'm going to use shell command. Select this surface here, 2 millimeters, and click OK. Then I need to create radius 10 millimeters on this surface and this surface here, and sorry, this edge and this edge. Click OK. Then I'm going to sketch on this surface here. I'm going to create two rectangles. Collinear these three lines. Then I'm going to add few dimensions, 7 millimeters. Make these two equal. I need one center line. Make these three symmetric. And from this center line to here we need 4.5 millimeters. And one more dimension from here to here, 13.5 millimeters. Make these two lines collinear and future extrude cut. Through all, click OK. The next thing that I want to do is to sketch on this surface here. But to be able to draw easy, I'm going to use a section view. I'm going to create one rectangle, 1 millimeter, 1 millimeter. This has to be collinear. And I'm going to make mirror entities, future 4 millimeters, change direction, click OK. And I'm going to sketch now on this surface. I'll make one triangle. And I'm going to use extrude cut, through all, and click OK. Now I'm going to select these two futures, use mirror option, and I'm going to select right plane and click OK. Looks fine for me. The next thing that I have to do is to sketch on this surface. Then I'm going to select these few surfaces and select convert entities. Then I'm going to draw a few more lines. Now I'm going to add a few dimensions. First I'm going to delete these lines here. I've created it with convert entities. Now I'm going to add few dimension, 0.5 millimeters. Also this here is 0.5 millimeters and this here is 0.5 millimeters. Then I'm going to add collinear relation between these three. I'll make this line to be horizontal and just one more relation, 0.5 here. And I'm going in future extrude cut, 1 millimeter, and click OK. Now I need to create one more rectangle. This here is 59, this here is 159. Then I need one rectangle here. From here to here we need 20 millimeters. Then from here to here we need 7 millimeters. This and this here is collinear. And also this here and this here. linear. Then I'm going to add sketch fillet 10 millimeters. And click OK. Go in, no, one more time, OK. In future, 2 millimeters. And click OK. This is going to be our handle for the drawer. I'm going to add material. We have here plastic. I'm going to use POM. And I'm going to save this document. The name will be handle drawer. Click save. Exit the sketch and the document and open new document. First, I'm going to start to sketch on front plane. I'm going to create one center line. Then I'm going to add few more lines. Radius. One more line. And one more. Now I'm going to add few dimension. This is going to be radius 8 millimeters. And these two has to be tangent. Also this here, they are also tangent. Then I'm going to add one dimension from here to this line, 12 millimeters. This is going to be 3 millimeters. From here to here we need 5.5 millimeters. Then this here is 1 millimeter. And I'm going to select all lines and click mirror entities and add one more dimension. First click on the measure dimension or on smart dimension, then click on maximum, letters and maximum, and then we need here 30 millimeters. And we need to add one more relation between these two points. They're going to be vertical. Then go in sheet metal, base flange. We're going to add direction 1 and direction 2, 225. Also the direction 2 is 225. And I'll leave all the other parameters like here. Just check the direction. The direction is okay inside. And I'm going to click OK. Now I need to sketch few more things here, or few holes. I'm going to use hole wizard. Here we need screw clearance and we need M4. And then I'm going to add one relation between these points, vertical. Then I need to add one dimension, 21 millimeters. And I'm going to add linear sketch pattern. Change the direction, 4 times 136 millimeters. And click OK. Now I'm going to close this sketch with one dimension here and exit the sketch. Save the document, Ctrl S or click Save As. I'm going to name this document Rail Slider number 1 and save it. Close this document and start to sketch a new document or new part. We need sliding rail number 2 now. Again, we are going to start to sketch on front plane. Create 2 center lines. Then we need few lines. I'm going to add few dimension first. This here is 0.75. From this point to the other will be 10 millimeters. Then we need 120 degree angle, and between this point and the other is going to be 26 millimeters. Then we need to add one dimension between these two, 5.5 millimeters. Now I'm going to draw one circle, and also I'm going to add few dimension here. First, this one is going to be radius 4, and from this point to here we need 2.7. Then I need one more circle. I'm going to make these two tangent. Use trim entities. And I'm going to make these two equal. And I'm going to add one dimension, 10 millimeters. And one more dimension between these two, 1.2 millimeters. Now I'm going to select everything and use mirror entities. I'll unselect these lines and then click on mirror about and click on this line here. Then in sheet metal, both base flange 225, again 225. From here to here we need 450 millimeters, and I'm going to click OK. Then I'm going to sketch on this surface here. Create a new sketch. First, of course, one center line. Then I need to add one slot. From this circle to this circle we need 10 millimeters, but of course not from the center. I need from the outside or maximum length. Going to change this to 10. Then I'm going to make this radius 3.3 millimeters or just 3 millimeters, and I'm going to select this line and this point here and make coincident. Then I need one dimension. From here to here we need 67.5 millimeters, and I'm going to select this slot and make linear sketch pattern 136 millimeters. For X direction I'm going to use this line here, and I'll click just OK. I'll add one dimension between these two. With that I'm going to close the sketch, and I'm going to select these two slots and this line and click mirror entities. Now go in Future, Extrude Cut, Through All, and click OK. Of course, now save the document. We're going to name it Rail Slider 2. Close the document and create new one and start to sketch on front plane. Now we're going to sketch the third part of our rail slider for the drawer. First, of course, one center line, then we need few lines here. Now we're going to add one more center line here somewhere, and we are going to add few dimension. This here is 10 millimeters. Then from this point to the other is 20. This line and this has to be tangent. They are already tangent. Then this here is 4 radius 4 millimeters, and this line here is also 4 millimeters long. Then we need to add dimension between this point and this line, 3.4 millimeters, and between this point and this line is 8 millimeters. From this point to this center line is 3.5 millimeters, and from this point to the other is 17.2 millimeters. Then I'm going to select this center line and the other lines, and I'm going to click mirror entities, and I'm going now in sheet metal, base flange, radius 0.5, and I'm going to add 225, also this side 225. Going to check if the contour is from inside, and I'm going to click OK. Then I'm going to rotate this thing, and I'm going to sketch on this surface here. I'm going to add one circle. It's going to be 4.2 millimeters or 4.5 millimeters better. And I'm going to add one relation between these 2 points and one dimension here. Then select this circle, use linear sketch pattern, entities to pattern this circle, and then for direction we are going to use this line here. We need 136 millimeters 4 times. Click OK. Then I'm going to add one dimension between the circles, and I'm going to make hole with extrude cut through all and click OK. Save the document. The name is going to be Rail Slider 3. Rail Slider 3, and click Save. Now we are going to make the first assembly for this tutorial. I'm going in File, make assembly from a part. Then I'm going to use first Rail Slider 3, and then I'm going to insert more components. We need a Rail Slider 1 and a Rail Slider 2. Now I'll click on Rail Slider 3, and I'm going to make it float. Then select this surface here and select front plane and make them. Click OK. Then I'm going to make this part fix, and then I'm going to add the other parts. Now I'm going to add one relation between this surface and this surface, mate. Now I'm going to select this surface and these two surfaces and one hole here and click Mate. And I'm going to do that thing for these two and one hole also Mate. Click OK, again OK. Now you see I can move this part. Now I need to add one relation between these two. Go in Advanced. Then I'm going to select distance. I'm going to use 225 millimeters. And I'm going to use for minimal distance 0. I'm going to click OK. Again OK. And if you see, now I can move maximum this part to here and the other side is to the half of the rail. Now I need to add a few more mates. I'm going to use this line here and this surface, and I'm going to use this surface here, and I'm going to make mate. I'll change the direction and I'm going to make distance 0.5. Again, rotate the direction and I'm going to click OK. Now I need to add few more dimensions and mates. I'll use this circle here and these two surfaces and click mate. And one more time. And one more time mate. Advance with going to use these two surfaces and this hole, and I'm going to click OK. One more time OK. And if you see, the rail is moving, and from here to here we have 0.5. Next thing that I want to create is the one relation between this surface and this surface here. Go in Advanced, distance 225 millimeters, and the minimum distance is going to be 0. Click OK and again OK. And here is the rail for our drawer. And I see from this side that we had one small problem. For that I'm going to open all mates and I'm going to change this distance here. Edit Future, and I'm going to click on Flip Dimension, and now looks better, and click OK. Of course, don't forget that here comes the ball and here also, which roll and are the main mover of the rails. But we are not going to draw them because it will take more and more time. Now we need to save this document. We're going to click Rebuild and save the document. And I'm going to name it Rail Assemb and click Save. Now close this document and create a new assembly. Click OK. First we need to add all the models that we want to mate together, and for this assembly we need the drawer, handler for the drawer, and rail assembly. Click open. Then I'll start with adding some mates. Select these 4 surfaces first. And in assembly, click mate. Then again width. And last thing is these 2 surfaces. Standard, coincident. That's the first thing that we need to connect together. The next thing is the rail. Rail slider needs to be connected with this side on this surface. And then we're going to right click here and use make subassembly flexible. Now we can make the holes, and I'm going to make them concentric. And one more time I'm going to slide this thing, and I'm going to select this hole here and also this hole here and make them together. Click OK. We have the right side. Now I'm going to hold Control and I'm going to drag rail assembly. We need one more slider for the other side. And again, I'm going to make first these 2 surfaces. Flip mate alignment. Click OK. And then I'm going to add few more relation between the holes. And the second hole is going to be these 2 here. Now I'm going to use Rivet. They are going to help the stabilization of our drawer, and to do that I need to go in design library, and I'm going to click Toolbox. Add in now, and I'm going in DIN standard, and then in pins we have rivets. For this assembly I need to use rivet semi-tubular pen head, but first I need to create a new configuration, and to do that just right click and click configure. Then I'm going in length and I'm going to add one more size. The size is going to be 4. Then length we need 5 millimeters, and it has to have range from 1 millimeter to 3 millimeters, and grip is going to be 5. Save the toolbox, and now I'm going to add this rivet into assembly. Size 4, length 5, and click OK. Here is our first rivet. But if you see, it has no relations with this model, and first thing that I'm going to do is to hold Control and drag this model, and I'll go on the hole, and it will automatically add all relations that I need to place this rivet here. Also, I can do that for the second. or if you want, easier is to go on design library and from here drag and place. Then next, and then from this side and also here. If you have seen, our handle for the drawer is made with a click system, and we don't need any type of the fixture to make it together with the drawer. Now I'm going to add few screws. We need M4 screws. Again, go in design library, bolt and screws, and from here we can use some type of screws. We have different types. I'm going to use cross head screw. I'm going to use this size here. Easy way is to hold and drag and place it on the hole. Now I'm going to release and I'm going to add few options. In properties we have M4, that's the size of our hole. Then we need a length. The length is 5 millimeters, that is okay. And the thread length, we need 5 millimeters. Now I'm going to add few more. Here click OK. Also for this hole here, then we need for this hole, also for this hole here. Then we can add also screws on this side, but I'm going to use easier way, and that way is to make them mirror to the other side. But before I do the mirror options, I'm going to add nuts. And here we need hex nuts with cap or domet cap nut. I'm going also click on the mouse and drag it. And here is our first nuts. M4, that's the type of thread. Then I'm going to click here OK and use this thing also here, and on this screw here. I'm going to click on to exit, and then I'm going to add the rivets in one folder, add new folder. I'm going to name it rivet. Then I'll add this nut and screw also in one folder, rail, screw and nuts. And then I'm going to open or extend this folder, select all the screws and nuts, and I'm going to select first this first one, and with holding option shift I'm going to select the last one, and then with option mirror component I'm going to add screws and nuts on this side. For the mirror plane I'm going to use right plane but from the drawer, and I'm going to click OK. And here is our assembly full defined. If you see, we have one rivet here. I'm going to click delete on the keyboard. Also the other way is right click and delete. Save this assembly, and I'm going to save it with name of drawer 150 millimeters and click save. Now we need to do the same assembly for the drawer 200. Now I'm going to use option file, save as. We need to do this same procedure for the drawer 200 millimeters, but I'm going to show you now easier way. We are going to save this file, but with other name. The name is going to be drawer 200 millimeters assembly, and click save. And we are going to change just this model here. To do that, select this model and go in file, or select drawer 150 millimeters, go in file and click replace. Here we need only select it, and then we are going to browse the drawer 200. We are going to select drawer 200 and click open and click OK. Now here we can see that all entities that we made before are acceptable for the new model, and we are going to click OK. And there is the new assembly with new model, and we are going to click just save. Close this document and open to draw new part. This part is a cover of the side parts of our storage cabinet, and we are going to use it as a fixture for the rail sliders. And for that we are going to start to sketch on front plane. First we need one center rectangle. I'm going to add few dimension now. 429 millimeters. And from this side we need 795.5 millimeters. Then go in sheet metal, base flange 1 millimeter, and use K factor 0.15. Click OK. Now we need to create hem. It's going to be material inside, closed hem, 15 millimeters, and we're going to use custom bend alloys, and we are going to use K factor 0.50. Now I need to select the sides. All four sides, and here we can change this gap here. For example, 11 millimeters, we see it's bigger, but for in our case we need 1 millimeter. Looks just fine, and click OK. Now I'm going to add few clearance holes in future hole wizard. I'm going to use M5 screw clearance, and I'm going to add one position. I'm going to use this surface here, and I'm going to put one point here. Then I'll deselect the points, and I'm going to use smart dimension to add few dimensions. Then from this line until this line we need 7.5 millimeters, and from this line to this point we need 30 millimeters. Now I'm going to use a linear sketch pattern. For X direction I'm going to use this line here, and I need 9 holes. Then in entities to pattern I'm going to select this point here, and I'll write 120 millimeters. Click OK. Then from the other side I'm going to move them a little bit, and from this side I'm going to add one more dimension, 30 millimeters. Now I need to use options mirror entities. For that, first I need one center line. I'm going to select all points and the construction line, and I'm going to click mirror entities. Click OK. And one more time I need to use hole wizard. Now I'm going to use tap drill, but M4. And again in position select this surface here, and I'm going to add one point here. Then with the help of a linear sketch pattern, I'm going to use 4 136 millimeters. Click OK. Then I'm going to use one center line, and I'm going to add one relation between these 2 points and the center line, and I'm going to add one relation between these 2 points also. From this line here till this point we need 82 millimeters, and I'm going to select all 4 points and use a linear sketch pattern. For X direction I'm going to use this line here 4 times, and I'm going to use 154 millimeters. Click OK, add one dimension here, and the last thing that we are going to do for this sketch is to select these 4 points and use one more time linear sketch pattern. For X direction I'm going to use this line here 2 times, and we're going to write here 179 millimeters. Click OK, add one dimension here, click OK, exit of hole wizard, and also close the sketch. There the holes for the rail sliders, and they M5 clearance are holes for fixture the inside sidewall part. I'm going to save this document. First, of course, change the material. I'm going to use galvanized steel. Save the document. I'm going to name it inside sidewall and use save. Close this document and open to draw new part. Now we are going to draw the last 2 parts. They are going to be one assembly. This assembly will be wheels for the storage cabinet. And now we are going to start to sketch the base of the wheel. On the front plane, I'm going to make first 2 center lines. They are going to be coincident with the origin point. Then I need one rectangle, and of course I'm going to make it symmetric with this line, and I'm going to add few dimension. This here is going to be 8.5 millimeters. Then I'm going to add few more dimensions. This here is 13, and this here is going to be 27 millimeters. Then from here I'm going to draw few lines and circles. First we are going to draw one arc. This point and this line is going to be coincident, and also these 2 points horizontal. I'm going to add one dimension, 7.5 millimeters, and I'm going to add one line here. This is going to be 2.5. Now I'm going to add one line to this side, one more, now I'm going to add few more dimensions, 2.5, this here is 1 millimeter, then this here is 2 millimeters, and this line here is 1 millimeter. Then I'm going to add one dimension here, 29. And I'm going to drag the other lines a little bit closer one to the other. Then from this line to this point we have 6 millimeters. Then from this line to this point we have 19 millimeters. And from this line to this point 24 millimeters. This here is going to be 3 millimeters. Then I'm going to add one more line here and make these 2 points vertical. And I'm going to make this line horizontal. Now I need to draw one line to this direction. And of course I'm going to add few more dimensions. Here we need 0.5 millimeters. Then from this line to this here we need 21. And I'm going to continue to sketch to this side here. I'm going to add few more real dimensions. This here is 6.5 millimeters, and from this line here to this point we need 19 millimeters. Now I'm going to add one more line here. Then first I'm going to add few fillets, radius 2, these points here. Then one more time fillet, but radius 1, this here. I'm going to exit sketch fillet and go in future, use revolved boss base. For axis of revolution I'm going to use this line here, and for contours I'm going to use these two sketches. Click OK. The next thing that I'm going to do is to sketch on this surface here. And I'm going to create one center rectangle. And I'm going to add few dimensions first. This is going to be 100. And I'm going to make these 2 point and radius. Then I'm going to create one more circle. That this circle has to be 80 millimeters. And I'm going in future extrude boss base, use 3 millimeters, change the direction and click OK. Now I can add fillet. 10 millimeters is okay, and I'm going to use these 4 edges. Click OK. Now I'm going to sketch on this surface here. I'm going to create one slot and add few dimensions first. This here is 4 millimeters. This here is 8.5 divided with 2. Then I'm going to add one relation between this line here and this point here, coincident. And from midpoint to here we need 12 millimeters, and from this line to this midpoint we need 10.5 millimeters. Then I'm going to use mirror, coincident, and we need this line to be horizontal, and use mirror entities. And I'm going to sketch one more center line here. I'm going to select these 2 slots and I'm going to use again mirror. Then I go in future extrude cut through all, click OK. Now from this surface I'm going to create one reference plane. It's going to be 12 millimeter to this direction, click OK. And I'm going to start to sketch on this plane. Now I'm going to create 2 circles. The first circle is going to be tangent with this circle here, and the second is going to be tangent with this one. Then I'm going to create one line here and one line here. This has to be vertical. This line is going to be here and coincident with this circle and the other line here. I'm going to add one dimension between these two, 2.5 millimeters, and I'm going to add one line here. Now I'm going to draw one center line, vertical. Select these two lines and use mirror entities. I'm going to add one relation here, 46 millimeters. And I'm going to add one more dimension here, 1 millimeter. Then I'm going to use trim entities. I'm going to trim this here and I'm going to use sketch fillet radius 20 millimeters and I'm going to select these 4 points. Click OK. Now I need to create extrude boss base 74 millimeters and click OK. Hide this reference plane here and start a new sketch on right plane. First we're going to sketch one circle here, 50 millimeters. From this line to this point we need 14 millimeters, and from this point to center point we need 35 millimeters. Then I need to create few lines. I'm going to start somewhere here, and then to here somewhere, then we need one small radius to here somewhere and continue until this edge here. I'm going to add now few dimension. This here is 2 millimeters. Then this here and this here is going to be vertical. This point is coincident, but I'm going to delete that because I need this radius and this point to be tangent. And then I'm going to add one more tangent option here and one more here. Then I'm going to add one dimension from here to here, 20 millimeters. And I'm going to add one radius here, 15 millimeters. Then I'm going to draw few lines and go in future, extruded cut, through all, direction through all, and click OK. Now we need to sketch on this surface here. I'm going to draw one rectangle. It's going to start here and to end here. And I'm going to go in extrude boss base 3 millimeters and click OK. Maybe I'll change the direction. And I'm going to save this document. The name is going to be wheel base and click save. And I'm going to close this part and start to design new one. As the next part, I'm going to draw the wheel. For that we need to create first center line, one more. Then we need a few lines. And I'm going to add few radiuses and dimensions. This here is going to be 45. Then here we have 15. Then here we have 7.6 millimeters. This here is 6 millimeters. Then this here is 5 millimeters. And I'm going to make fillets. Radius 2. Also here we need 5. Then from center line to this point, 44.5. From this line to center line we need 35. Then here we need 3.5 millimeters. And this here is going to be 96 degree. Now I need to create arc. This arc is going to be 125. And here we need 50. Then I'm going to add fillet 1.5 millimeters here and here, and 5 millimeters here. Click OK. Then I'm going to select all lines and this construction line and use mirror entities option and go in future, revolved bows base, X of revolution. We are going to use this here and click OK. And there is the wheel for the cabinet storage. Next thing that I'm going to do is to sketch on this surface here. I'm going to make one circle. It's going to start from the point. It will be 65 or 70 millimeters diameter, and I'm going to make it for construction. Then I'll write one text here: SolidWorks to YouTube. I'm going to use a little bit bigger text. We are going to write here 5 millimeters and click OK. Then go in future, extrude bows 0.5 millimeters and click OK. Now I'm going to drag this line to here, and first I'm going to add few colors. So select all surfaces and go in appearance, revolve 1, and I'm going to use this color here, and then select these two surfaces and click right click and click on face. I'm going to use this color here, and now I'm going to add color for the letter, both extrude 1, and add this color here. Click OK. I'm going to change this color a little bit brighter. Now I'm going to sketch on this surface here. Again, one circle. $70 millimeters. I'm going to make it for construction. And again, text, use this arc here. SolidWorks to YouTube, and I'll use now 5 millimeters and bolt. Click OK. One more time, future extruded bows, 0.5, and now just change the color. Or we can use yellow for this side. Save this document. I'm going to name it wheel and click save. And now I'm going to make assembly from this document. File, make assembly as part. I'm going to add this wheel here. And now I need to add the base for the wheel. Go in insert component, search, wheel base, open. I'm going to select these two sides here, or surface, and these two surface. Click mate, and then in standard these two faces and click concentric. Then I'm going to make this part fixed part and this part float. Save this assembly. I'm going to name it wheel and click save. Now I'm going to add one screw here. Go in design library, toolbox, DIN standard, bolt and screw, and I'm going to use hex flange bolt. We can add it direct here, and I'm going to make it M14, 70 millimeters. Click OK. Going to delete this one and add few dimension between these two. Click OK. And we need one more thing here. We need a nut. For that, go in nuts, and I'm going to use hex flange nut and click OK. Cancel. Save the document one more time, and I'm going to close this document. And now I'm going to start to create new assembly. In this assembly, we are going to add all the parts that we draw and assemblies, and we are going to connect them all together. For first, I need the bottom side or bottom part, and I'm going to click open. And I will put it here. Then I'm going to add the side left and side wall right. Left and right, and I'm going to add few mates now. This is going to be coincident with this here, and this side is going to be coincident with this side here. Flip mate alignment and click OK. Here again OK. Then I'm going to move this side a little bit and this side. Then I'm going to select these two surfaces and click mate, and I'll do the same thing for the other side. These two coincident, change the alignment side, then these two here, also coincident, and these two also coincident, and click OK. Now we can see that the holes are concentric one with other, also from this side. And now I'm going to add the inside panel or the inside cover. For that, go in Insert, and we need to use inside sidewall. Click Open, and I'm going to add few mates. First these two. Check for the alignment. I think it's okay. Then I'm going to add mate between these two holes. And these two here. Click OK. And I'm going to check if the all holes are concentric one with the other. The top side is going to be the side where the gap from the holes are smaller, and the bottom side is going to be the side where the gap between the holes are a little bit bigger. Bigger gap between these small holes here. Bottom is 179 and top is going to be 154 millimeters. Now I'm going to select inside sidewall, and I'm going to make mirror component. I'll use bottom part, right plane for the mirror plane, and I'm just going to click OK. Everything is just fine. Close this assembly tree. Now I need the top part, and I'm going to use this part here, and again add few mates, also from the back side, these two surfaces, and I'm going in advanced with, then I'm going to select these two surfaces and also these two here. Click OK. And now I'm going to add the back side. And again add few mates first. And then I can select this hole here and mate it with this hole here. And also, for example, these two concentric, and click OK. Now I can add the wheel. And I'm going to make them coincident. And then I'll just go in advanced with and select this hole here and these two surfaces. Click OK and make the same thing for this side. And again OK. I need to add one more side, I think. Again, select this hole here and these two surfaces and click OK. Now we can't move the wheel, and to be able to rotate the wheel, I'm going to right click here and use make sub-assembly flexible. Now I'll be able to move it. Now from the library I'm going to add few bolts. First I'm going to use penhead cross recess, and I'm going to add one right here. It's going to be M5 and the length is going to be 8 millimeters. Click OK. Then I'm going to repeat this for all holes. Just go near the hole and wait until this symbol is appeared. Now inside. And to this side I'm going to mirror the screws from this side. Cancel. Now first select these four and use mirror components, and in bottom part use right plane. Click OK, and you see we already have them on the right side. And again, for this screw here, I'm going to select this screw and till this one, and I'm going to use mirror component and again right plane and click OK. Now I'm going to select all the screws, right click, add to folder, and I'm going to write M58 and I'm going to add few screws here. Again in the library, hex bolt, I'm going to use this one, or maybe we can use a hexagon head, this one, and I'm going to drag it here somewhere, and I'll use M8. 12 millimeters is okay. And now we need to add it right there. Click OK. Now I'm going to select this screw here and delete it, and I'm going to select wheel and also with holding control the other screws, and I'm going to make one linear component pattern. For direction 1 I'm going to use this line here, and for direction 2 I'm going to use this line here. Then we need 2 and 2. I'm going to change this direction, and I'm going to use here 347 millimeters and here 363 millimeters. Click OK. Also, I'm going to add this screw in one folder, M8. Now I can add the cover for our top part. I'll add one made here, and then select this surface and this surface here, make them coincident, and then move the part a little bit. Select these 4 surfaces, use Ctrl and click Mate. Now we can make this part transparent to check the position of our screws. Now hold Shift, right click, and change the transparency. And for the next component, we are going to use drawer assembly 150. Click rebuild. Then I'm going to add one relation here between these two. They're going to be coincident. And then we need to make these two holes concentric. And also these two. I'm going to close this assembly tree and right click on this assembly and make sub-assembly flexible. Now you will be able to move the drawer and close it. Then I'm going to hold Ctrl and with left click drag and use one more, and again make coincident between these two surfaces. Drag this a little bit down, then select this surface and this surface here, coincident, and also these two. Select always 2 holes from one side, and if you see, we can close it. Now we need 2 more from the drawer 150. I'm going to click rebuild, and again hold Ctrl and drag the drawer 150 to get new one, and again select this surface and this surface, mate, and then just mate the holes. This two is going to be concentric, and also I can use these two. I just check that we need to delete this screw here. Right click and delete. Also from this side, it's here, delete. and then other side we can click transparent, also on this here transparent, and from here right click and delete. Also here. Now I'm going to close this folder and this drawer. I can change the transparency of the sides now, and I'm going to close this drawer. Now I'm going to make one more assembly. Control drag the drawer 150, and I'm going to add few mates. Then I need to select this surface in this hole here and this surface here and make them concentric. But if you see, again we have a little problem here. I'm going to right click on this screw and delete it, and I'm going to add one more relation between these two, concentric, and click OK. Now I'm going to close the drawer, and I need to insert drawer 200. Drawer 200, open, rebuild the document. Then again mate these two first. Then I'm going to make right wall and the inside wall transparent, and I will be able to work easier now. Select this hole here and also this hole here, use mate, and again this hole and this hole here, and again mate. Now I can close all sub-assembly tree, and I'm going to change the transparency for these two, and I'm going to make this sub-assembly flexible. I'm going to close, and I'm going to save this assembly. And I'm going to name it storage archive cabinet. Click save. And that's all for this video. There is our storage cabinet. Everything works just fine. Thanks for watching. Click that subscribe button for new videos, and also click on the bell to be updated for every new video, and stay safe. Bye bye.